The Black Writers Workspace and Direct 2 author welcome you to the 2024 Chapter 1 Writing Competition Meet the Winners interview series. We hope you will enjoy learning from these dynamic writers and continue to support them throughout their writing and publishing journey. During this series, you will meet the fiction, nonfiction, and poetry categories' second place, third place, and honorable mention winners. You will also hear from Ardain Isma, CEO of Village Care Publishing, as he announces the 4 Chapter 1 writers selected to submit a full manuscript in consideration for a traditionally published opportunity with Village Care. The interview series is hosted by author and founder of the Black Writers Workspace, Michelle D. Jackson. For information on the next competition, please follow us at Black Writers Workspace on Facebook and Instagram.
Hello, ladies. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. This is so great. As you know, our fiction category is always our most competitive category in the Chapter 1 writing competition. So you guys had to beat out a lot of writers to get to this screen. That means you've got some dynamic work. So I have never met either of you, which is great. So this is an opportunity to get to know you and to learn from you. So talk to me a little bit about your work, Lauren. Talk to us about your work. Give us the title and the premise of the submission that you provided.
Oh, sure. Thank you so much. And thanks so much for having me here. This is so exciting. So I have a 3-part series. It is a romantic suspense series, and my submission was book 1, The Last Consort Escape. That was the very beginning of the book, and the overall storyline is that of a man with a criminal, not kind of like criminal, but like a dangerous, let's say dangerous dark past, who is suddenly reunited with a woman he saved from death years before. And their unification is what triggers the events of the whole entire series. So that's what was submitted, excitedly.
Excellent. So what inspired this particular series?
Sure. I love characters. I love character building. And what actually triggered this whole entire series was my creation of most of the main character cast, we'll say. So I created these characters, and then I had to kind of give them a world to live in. So like, oh, okay. So I started with characters really for the series. And then from there, I built on the whole plot line relating to these particular characters. And when I was developing the actual plot line for the storyline here, I wanted to make sure that I had something that was had a theme of redemption and forgiveness in it, and that's what built this whole entire world that we're seeing in the series itself. So, yeah,
I'm a fiction writer as well. Love writing fiction. I'm actually working on my 4th book, and I know how exciting it is to build these worlds. I think that's something, it's like the characters begin to speak to you. Like you develop the character, but then they take on a life of their own, and then you go into this whole world building process. And it is such an amazing experience to write fiction. So congratulations on everything that you're doing. Esther, tell us about your work, Mama. I'm really excited to meet you. Tell me, where are you from, first of all?
Well, I was born and raised in Romeoville, Illinois, but I live in New Jersey now, Bergen County, New Jersey. Mama is inspired by, a group of individuals who I have grown really close to here in Jersey. And I have to shout out, I'm a teacher, so I have to shout out all my students, who helped me in the development of this story. I have to, this is a win for all of us. But Mama, every time someone asks, what is Mama about? It's about a woman who loves her children, a woman who struggles with her past, struggles with her mental health, but she fiercely loves her kids. She, like most parents, will do anything for her kids, but it's from the perspective of her daughter. So it's her daughter who, you know, kind of takes on this role of having to like be there for mama and loving mama and just um, what it looks like to be a family. You know, there's no such thing as a picture perfect family. You know, we're all messed up. We all have some sort of dysfunction. We all have skeletons. We all have dirt. But part of what it means to be a family is coming together and loving each other and just being with each other in the deepest, darkest moments of our lives and being that light for your loved ones. So that's how I kind of developed Mama from that.
I love that you wrote it from the daughter's perspective. My second book, I wanted to tackle the mother-daughter dynamic in the black family specifically, because I think there is sometimes um, we don't always see how complicated that relationship can be
Yeah.
between mothers and daughters, mothers who look at daughters and wish for them the best lives possible, but also see themselves, and then daughters who look at mothers and wish for them the best lives, but also wish for change in many ways, and fight to try to be different than in some ways than their mothers, and in the same in many ways. So I love that you took it from a daughter's perspective. This is so great to have two fiction writers here who've done so well in this competition. And I hope that what you read from the judges was very helpful. Was there anything that you picked up from what the judges said that you feel will help you to put out a better or a stronger piece of work? Lauren, you want to take that?
I have unfortunately not been able to view my feedback yet, but I am looking so forward to whatever feedback is available for me. I use it all the time to build my craft.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I get any kind of advice from any professional, any editor, any group or reviewer, I always use it to definitely build and grow.
That's excellent. That you will definitely get it. If you haven't received it, you will get it. I sent them out last week, but I know there are some people who haven't received them yet. So I'll be sure to make sure you get that information. Esther, did you get a chance to review your feedback?
I did, I was so nervous when I got the email. I was like, oh, I can't look at it. So I threw my phone across the room. But once I finally mustered up the courage, I, for starters, have to say thank you to the judges. Thank you to you all for taking the time to read. This is a very personal story. I always say I'm the mama. I'm the one with the erotic issues, and the people around me come to love me. So I really appreciate the sensitivity that they had to it. But I feel like the most helpful feedback was just, of course, the editing, like, the grammatical mistakes. And, one person mentioned just building on some certain characters' development. So it's like, okay, I can build on that character development and everything like that. But I think I was just in such shock by how well received it was, So I actually really have to go back and look more closely. But I'm still in shock by the well reception of it.
Well, that's why we do it this way, is because we want our writers to feel the support that they need and feel validated. And these competitions are a great way to validate you, because your work is in front of beta readers and editors, and they're giving you honest, ideas about how to strengthen it. And they're also telling you things like, I was reading one of your reviews. It says, quite honestly, this story was relatable on so many points. If this story is an example of your work, I would love to read more. This was truly exceptional, and I urge you to keep creating more. I commend you. That's what you want to hear as a writer. That's what gets you to write the next page and the next page. And that's what's going to help you to finally, to publish your work, to know that there are readers out there who are really passionate to hear from you. So the two of you, talk to me about your next steps, what's happening with the work that you're writing, or if you're working on anything in your community, be sure to talk to us about it. Lauren, you want to start?
Oh, sure. So I have again this completed series, that was a bittersweet moment to actually wrap up a series and say the end. You go, oh my gosh, what do I do next? So I'm going to go. Well, actually, my work in progress is an actual prequel to the series, and I am hoping to have that in its editing phase very shortly before we get to the holidays, we'll say. So that is a project that I'm still working on. I'm also looking to go backwards and produce some of the audiobooks for the first book and the second book, at least, for my series. And of course, I always am putting out short stories all the time, which are always available on my website. So I'm always doing those. So that's fun. I can't stop writing. I have to always be there with the pen.
Absolutely, absolutely. Esther, what are you working on? What's the next step for you?
My next step, well, I am going to probably continue to edit Mama, write other short stories. I'm taking a jab at speculative fiction, actually. Oddly enough, that's my favorite genre to read, but I always wrote realistic fiction, so now I want to try to write it. And just being present for my students. I'm teaching seniors this year, so just really being present with them as I see them graduate and all that. But definitely will be still writing and submitting.
Excellent, excellent. We're going to bring two more writers in the fiction category on the screen since we're talking about fiction. These are our honorable mentions. I just wanted to give them an opportunity to talk a little bit about their work as well. I think it'll be great to have you all here together. And then we're going to wrap up by giving everyone an opportunity to to inspire our writers, keep our writers inspired, because that's why we do these interviews, because we want them to see your face, to know that the chapter one writing competition, we are actually helping real writers and that you guys are doing some fantastic work. So we're going to invite Valeria Wade to the screen. Hello, Valerie.
Hello.
And Catalina, she is also our honorable mention, and get an opportunity to learn about them. So earlier today, and we'll see this as these videos roll out, we had our top winner in the fiction category, which is Mercy Malone. She won the top prize. She will receive a cash prize, a trophy, discounted services with direct to author, as well as an opportunity to be considered for the Village Care publishing opportunity that we're putting out there. But I wanted to have you all on the screen because I love fiction. Of course, I'm a little biased, but I love that this category is getting so big. I mean, every year we're having, 50, 60, 70 submissions just for this particular category. And when you have your writer, your reviewers, and you're asking them to review that much material, they are going through it and really spending a lot of time in the fiction categories. We wanted to show some of them that have done well. And we had about 10 authors to get really, really high scores in fiction. But Catalina, you and Valerie Wade, talk to us about your work. Valerie, I know Leaving Jacksonville. Tell us a little bit about it, and if you've received your scores, a little bit of what you've learned from the reviewers.
Okay. I appreciate this platform. Thank you to the reviewers. It was a pleasant surprise to read that email that I was an honorable mention. Leaving Jacksonville is a story about a family that's moving from Jacksonville, Florida during the Great Migration to Detroit. And Detroit is where I'm born and raised. And so it's some of the scenes there are familiar. And so it's about trusting the senior family member who's been talking about leaving the South. And so they trusted the patriarch of the family. And so it consists of a couple cousins that join them and a young boy that trust them on this journey, and things happen on the way to come to Detroit, where he joins with his brother and family in Detroit.
Excellent, excellent. What inspired this work?
This was actually an assignment in my imaginative writing class. I got my degree late in life in my late 40s, and it was an assignment to find a photograph and write a story about it. And so I looked through magazines and I found, it turns out it was a picture of a family that had their car packed up from the Great Migration, and it was a little boy in the front, and he came to be Little Charles in my story. And there was an older man at the driver's side. He turned out to be Papa Joe. And so when I zoomed in on the license plate, it said, I think I read a caption later on, it said Jacksonville, Florida. I've never been to Jacksonville, Florida. So it began, so the title came Leaving Jacksonville. So it was a final assignment in that imaginative writing class.
I love that. That's great. Congratulations with
Thanks.
everything that you're doing. I know you've participated in the past as well.
Yes.
And the reviewers really like your work. And that's important. One of the things that I read from your work, it says you feel like you know the characters immediately as they are a part of your family or a family that you know. And then the reviewer said, keep writing, finish this book. I want to read it. So that's a great thing. Congratulations with everything.
Thank
Kathleen, I don't think we've ever met. So tell me about your work and tell me what inspired it.
Yes, this is the first time that I've submitted. My novel is called The Box, and it's about a young woman who is suffering with depression and still is suffering with her unstable relationship with her mother who has passed. And then one day she looks at a painting that her mother had gifted to her before her mother passed away, and she notices that her mother had left her a note in the corner of the frame, and she reads the note, and it says to her, you know, her mother is apologizing for the way that she treated her, and if she finds the box, then she'll understand why her mother treated her that way. And that's the novel.
That's excellent. That is excellent. So good to meet you, to learn about your work. I just wanted to give you and Valerie an opportunity, kind of representing our great group of writers who did extremely well in this category. I also wanted everyone to be here as we announce the recipients for the Village Care Publishing opportunity. But for now, let's all go around and give our writers a little bit of support, a little bit of words of wisdom so that they can keep writing and stay on this journey. And we'll start with you, Lauren.
Oh, keep writing always. And always remember that if you're tinkering around with an idea, or if you are thinking, oh, this is not good enough, this is not, your first draft is never going to be perfect, ever. So don't strive for perfection, but strive for finishing it and just keep writing.
Excellent. Esther?
Definitely don't give up. I have submitted to writing competitions before. I've even submitted to this competition before, and this time is the first time I was a winner. So, and even Mama, I submitted Mama to another competition, didn't win that, but Mama won this one. So I would say, as Ms. Schultz said, keep writing, don't give up in submitting, and just know that like your first draft won't be perfect, your work won't be for everyone, you know, so you got to know the place that you're submitting to, know who your judges are, you know, if it's like if you're trying to submit to a fantasy competition but you're more versed in nonfiction, you know, stick to a nonfiction competition. So know who your judges are and what they're looking for, and just don't give up.
Excellent. Thank you. And thank you for teaching our youth always. Thank you for that. That's excellent. Catalina?
I would just like to say that we have, for some reason, we have this story inside of us, and it's so important to share our stories. And we need to continue representing for those people who cannot tell their own stories. And I think that is so important. So keep on telling your story, no matter how trivial it might seem. Just keep telling your story.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. And very nice to meet you as well. And Valerie, Ms. Wade, talk to us.
Keep ignoring that negative self-talk. You know, this is my third time applying for this competition, but, you know, I'm going to keep applying. So,
absolutely.
Don't give
absolutely. Up. Don't give up. And so we're going to get everybody back on the screen just to tell you guys, thank you so much for being a part of the Chapter 1 writing competition. It is big to have you here. And I wanted to just say, you know, to each of you, keep submitting for the Chapter 1 writing competition and keep writing. Also, be sure to join us on the Black Writers Workspace. Be sure to add your books to directtoauthor.com. Be sure to join us in New Orleans for the Black Ink Book Festival next year. We've got a lot of things going on, and it's all about supporting our independent authors. But for now, we want to take a second and let you get an opportunity to hear from Village Care Publishing. Ardain Isma is a very good friend of mine. He is an award-winning author. He is a podcaster. He's a professor, and he's someone I've worked with over the years. I was so excited when he contacted me and said, hey, my publishing company, we are looking for submissions. And it was right at the very end of us collecting our submissions for chapter 1. And I said, oh, I've got a database of amazing work. If you're looking to give some traditional deals that will allow for an advance, for royalties, for support with marketing, support with editing and book publishing, we have a great group for you. So we asked everyone to opt in to be considered. So we didn't just forward your information to them. We asked you for the rights to do so. And so they took a look at the database and they selected 4 recipients from the group, from our top winners and from this group here. And I would like to let him announce who they are extending this opportunity to. And just to clarify, the opportunity is to submit a full manuscript so that you can be farther ahead on that journey to getting the traditional publishing deal. And for those of you who've tried to get a traditional deal, you know how hard it is. Mm. So to get this leg up is an amazing thing. So thank you guys all for submitting.
My name is Dr. Ardain Isma, and I'm the chief editor of CSMS Magazine, and a career university professor and a former editorial board member of the TESOL Journal at Nova Southeastern University. I also serve as the CEO of Village Care Publishing, an independent publishing house dedicated to promoting independent authors. So at Village Care Publishing, we believe in the power of great stories, the ones, that resonate with the target audiences. For over 3 years, we've been on the hunt for the next best story because we're driven by our belief and the transformative power of words. Although we've received many submissions over the years, we've only been able to accept a few. And saying no, I can tell you, is never easy, especially when our mission is to support independent authors. However, each book we publish is a significant project, and we must give our utmost attention, the attention that it deserves. We are a small but passionate team of editors committed to the work that we do. Earlier this year, I reached out to Michelle Jackson, an old friend, a friend whose dedication to promoting Black writers across genres has always been an inspiration to me personally. Michelle and I, we talked about this many, many times. Many times. We decided to form a partnership because we share the same values when it comes to literature. I've known Michelle since 2019, the same year I launched a YouTube podcast with the aim of providing a platform for independent writers. See, still in the same format of promoting the works of independent authors. You can find some of the interviews on the CSMS Magazine website. And also, you can find that too on the Village Care Publishing website. So last week, Michelle submitted to me 13 of the works of the authors who participated in the Chapter 1 writing competition. So after careful consideration, we have selected 4 standout submissions. And I provided a summary and an explanation as to why each work was chosen. I can tell you, it wasn't easy to come down to these 4. So the winners are, let me see if the winners are My name is Mercy Malone, Cathy Jean-Francois, Philip Gus, and Valeria Wade. Congratulations, folks. You deserve it. So we look forward to reading the full manuscript. Should you decide to move forward with the next step, and the next step is, just like I say, submit your full manuscript along with a brief bio, your brief bio, and a synopsis of your story. And when you submit, you should, I would recommend that you submit directly to me, to Ardain at villagecares with an S.com. You can also, if you want to, you can submit to the Village Care website directly. But the reason why I recommend that you submit directly to me is because once you do that, then I'll be able to move quickly with your submission. Once again, congratulations for a job well done. And I look forward to reading your work in the future. And thanks to you, Michelle, for your support and for your great partnership. And many, many, many thanks to everyone who participated in this great project. Congratulations once again. Bisous, bisous.
Well, ladies, there we have it. Congratulations, Valerie. We really do welcome you to this. This is amazing. Congratulations also to many others. There were some others that are not on the screen now, but we have Mercy Malone, and there are, let me make sure I've got all of my list in here. But we are so excited to have this opportunity. Phyllis Goss will also receive this opportunity. Valeria Wade, Mercy Malone, and Cathy Jean-Francois. So really excited with the box. So congratulations as well. This is so great because now we can say we're doing exactly what we wanted to do, which is to make sure that writers in the Black Writers Workspace, direct to author, as well as Chapter 1 writing competition, that you are getting the opportunity to get those traditional deals that you really, really deserve to get. So ladies, congratulations. I hope that you are able to turn this into something big for yourself. Once again, we will step out of this process now and we'll turn everything over to Village Care. They will be contacting you. You can negotiate with them on your royalties and all the other components, but they will give you professional editors and marketing, and you can negotiate your deal. And so we're really excited. This is if things move forward in the way they want it to move forward. So what they're looking for now is the full manuscript. So are you ready for that, or do you? I think you've already published yours.
Self-published. It's a novella. Right. Yes.
They know. And so they're going to take a look at it.
Mm-hmm. I published my novel under my pen name, which is Kathleen Joubert. My real name is Cathy Jean-Francois, and I already self-published it. So I'll see what we can do with that. I don't know.
Absolutely. And self-published books can be republished under a publisher. So do not, you can negotiate and talk to them about all of that, but they are well aware of how you've already published. So this is just a great opportunity for you to open a door up, maybe republish the work, or maybe look at something else going forward. So congratulations again. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you so much. We will have this recording available to you in a couple of days. Continue to work with us. Continue to be a part of the Black Writers Workspace and direct to author. Also, be sure to follow us on all of our social media handles. We really are excited to continue to work with you. So let's just wrap it up by telling everyone goodbye. And you guys stay with me. Don't hang up. We want to definitely give you a formal farewell. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.